Good morning, everyone. Let me ask you a question. What if I told you that just 1 hour a day could change everything? Not your job, not your bank account, you. We live in a world where 24 hours never feel like enough. But the truth is, you don't need more time, you need more direction. 1 hour, 60 minutes. That's all you need to start a revolution in your own life. Most people waste it on scrolling, on gossip, on things that won't matter tomorrow. But the successful, they spend it building something inside themselves. 1 hour a day to read, to think, to practice, to plan, to become better. You don't need to quit your job. You don't need to wait for the perfect time. That hour, early in the morning, late at night, during your lunch break, that hour is your secret weapon. You see, the difference between the person you are today and the person you want to become is what you do in that 1 hour. If you spend that hour every day learning in 1 year, you will be ahead of 95% of the world. If you spend it building your body, your mind, your relationships, in 5 years, you will not recognize your old life, but you must protect it like it's sacred, because it is. People will say they don't have time. That's a lie. You make time for what you value. If your future isn't worth 1 hour a day, then you're not serious about your future. Greatness doesn't come from talent. It comes from effort. Daily, deliberate, focused effort. 1 hour of it, that's the price. So I challenge you, start today. 1 hour, just for you. Not for your boss, not for your family, not for your followers, for the person you're becoming. Because if you don't build your dream, someone will hire you to build theirs. 1 hour a day can change your life, and one day you'll look back and realize it already did. The world tends to celebrate the big wins, the overnight successes, the breakthrough ideas, the stories that make headlines. But what the world often forgets is that behind every great achievement, there's a quiet, consistent rhythm of small decisions made daily. These are not grand gestures. These are not once-in-a-lifetime events. These are habits, small ones, repeated, sustained, honored, even when no one is watching. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is rarely intelligence, luck, or connections. It's discipline, it's routine, it's the small, almost invisible actions repeated over and over again. 1 hour a day spent deliberately reading a book, learning a skill, writing thoughts, practicing something uncomfortable might not seem like much today, but done every day, it becomes a force greater than talent or timing. Think about a drop of water. On its own, it seems weak, but given time, persistence, and direction, it can carve through stone. That's what small habits do to the obstacles in your life. They don't burst through them. They erode them slowly, quietly, and with unshakable consistency. It's easy to underestimate the power of small actions because the results aren't immediate. You go to the gym once and nothing changes. You read 10 pages of a book and your knowledge doesn't explode. You sit down to meditate for 5 minutes and your mind still feels restless, so you're tempted to stop. That's the trap. Most people quit because they expect to see the fruit of their labor too soon, but the real power lies in patience. The real transformation happens invisibly at first. The beauty of small habits is they require no permission, no money, and no miracle. Anyone, anywhere, in any circumstance can begin. You don't need to take a week off. You don't need to change your job or move cities. All you need is 1 hour and the will to start. When you commit to one small act every day, no matter how busy or tired you are, you send a powerful message to yourself that your growth matters, that your goals matter, that you matter. Let's say you decide to spend 1 hour each day learning a new language. At first, it feels awkward. You fumble through phrases, you forget words, but you keep showing up. 30 days later, you're better. 90 days later, you're having basic conversations. A year later, you're fluent. People will say, wow, you're talented, but it wasn't talent. It was 1 hour every day without fail. Now imagine applying this same principle to any area of life. Your health, your finances, your mindset, your relationships, your career. Small intentional habits create leverage. They give you an edge. They set you apart not because you did something amazing once, but because you did something useful consistently. And here's something most people miss. Small habits aren't just about improvement. They're about identity. When you write every day, you're not just improving your writing, you're becoming a writer. When you show up to train daily, you're not just getting fit, you're becoming an athlete. That identity shift is powerful. It reinforces the habit, it gives it meaning, it turns discipline into desire. Big changes often feel overwhelming. That's why people delay action. But when you realize that success is nothing more than a series of small habits stacked together, everything becomes possible. You don't need to see the top of the mountain. You just need to take the next step. One more hour, one more page, one more repetition. There is a hidden force behind every great achievement, and it's not luck, talent, or even timing. It's consistency. It's the decision to show up over and over again, no matter how you feel, no matter what the circumstances are, no matter how invisible the results may seem at first. Consistency is not glamorous. It doesn't attract applause. It's not exciting, but it is the foundation on which every lasting success is built. The truth is, most people don't fail because they lack potential. They fail because they lack persistence. They try something for a week or a month, and when they don't see the outcome they hope for, they move on to something else. They're looking for the spark, not the system. They want fireworks, but success doesn't look like an explosion. It looks like a slow burn, a process, a rhythm, a repetition that gradually shapes the ordinary into something extraordinary.